Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Captain America Issue 6, 2025. Ooh, that is a really nice cover, and we are Legacy number 777. That's really kind of cool there. So, this is Doom Shadow, Part 1. We have now jumped ahead to current Marvel time, after the fall of Doctor Doom and what's kind of going on in Latveria. And I actually really like this because it delves into Steve's whole kind of thing of what's kind of going on with Latveria and what people are trying to do here. So let's crack into this. So we pretty much see Steve and Sharon kind of seeing what's going on. We see Doom's flag being taken down. Let's see. Fallout from the disappearance of Victor Von Doom continues. And I like that they kind of sit there and just how they're trying to process everything that's kind of going on before we shift pretty much to Thunderbolt Ross. As border closings intensify and politicians who acquiesce to Doom and his global domination find themselves in the hot seat, over a dozen countries are experiencing extreme political upheaval, with armed factions attempting to claim power in the vacuum left by Doom. Most notably in his homeland of Latveria, an emergency session of the United Nations continues to debate how to quell violence in the various countries, with Latveria being a notable priority. Sources indicate that the country harbored several weapons of mass destruction, and that insurgents within the country may have already taken control of them, which has prompted the international community to ask the question, who will deal with the Latvian situation? And I kind of like that we just see him kind of getting himself kind of suited up, but then we see him as the Red Hawk being like, yeah, let's kind of deal with this shit through the mirror. And Doom would have a lot of crazy shit there, and it's like, this is a fucking crazy, thorny situation to kind of deal with. We then shift to this kind of bar scene, which is kind of interesting here. It's just like, oh shit, that pretty much is how this stupid cycle kind of goes. Excuse me, miss, would you mind putting the game on instead? Jerry, are you serious? Damn right I am. Not amiss, but happy to oblige. Apologies and thank you. As Steve's pretty much asking them to kind of change the channel. I was like, oh, okay, sorry about that. And I kind of like that. It's a little thing, but it's like, oh, cool. Because Steve, not a dick. Look, I get it. All our jobs stopped existing when Doom was in power. Who the fuck would we even lobby for? But he got shit done, man. Come on. I'm serious. Aren't you tired of the same old song and dance? Vote for change. It's all shit. You and I both know these parties are for sale. They're only effective at keeping the money flowing. Doom had the right idea with bad marketing. He was using his populace as an energy source for his spells and shit. Solvent Green, it's people. No matter how you market that, that's not the right idea, fuckboy. Sure, take control, just don't do it in an iron mask with the name Dr. Doom. We just need to find one of those guys, the Green Goblins or Red Skulls or whatever, and rebrand them, you know? The thing is, that's literally what those fuckers do. Put them in charge with a smiling face, and if you cross them, bam, bring on the bad guys. Look, I agree, man. In fact, me and some others are working on a thing pretty close to what you're talking about. It's like, you stupid little shits. One of those guys, the leader, is in custody right now, depowered, but we know that never lasts. Barely needs the rebrand, a perfect name for what we want. Put him in power permanently, but unlike with Doom, we can profit off of it and keep the money flowing into our get out. It's like, yeah, it's only shit when it's not benefiting them, but, it's like, okay, sorry, what? You heard me, get out of this bar. Go home to the place where you're free to come and go, free to work, live, be who you are. And think about the fact that you were also free to spout your nonsense here in this bar, because men died to give that freedom to you. Real men, American men, unlike you. I don't know what you think you heard, pal, but we're the real men. And that's the problem. It's like, oh shit. People, like, oh, good for you, you stupid bastard. The ones who get shit done. I'm sorry, you were just talking about how, like, Doom was in power. You couldn't literally do shit, but okay. Maybe you want to step outside and see? And then Steve's just like, And then we get to Steve's in jail. Rogers? Bail's been made. And not for nothing, I'm sorry we had to. It's alright. No one is above the law, officer. And I love that. Steve's like, yeah, those assholes were saying shit and Nazi fucking shit too, so you fucking money grubbing Nazi bastards. And Steve's like, yeah, I broke the law. Got to deal with the consequences. Oh, come on, Steve. You gotta admit you're a little bit above the law. I thought if I flashed the Cap costume, they'd let you go. But it turns out money was in order, so Sam called the bank of Tony Stark in. And I kind of like how Zdarsky's able to handle Tony and Sam here. It's like, yeah, that's kind of cool that they'd be the ones that come and help him out. What's going on, man? Not like you to get into a bar fight. Well, not for nothing. I thought they were planning a coup. In fact, we should look into... And I love this. He's like, yeah, they sounded like they were plotting a coup. He's like, yeah, you fight those fuckers. James Manford, lobbyist for Roxxon. Ah, you dumb... Okay, yep. Visited Samuel Stearns, a.k.a. the leader, in prison 3 times over the last 2 weeks. I've been monitoring him as well as anyone else looking to fill the void Doom left. It's all I've been thinking about. The price of freedom. And I'm... See, it's a little kind of thing, but that... When Tony gets into a shit spot and fucks up, sometimes he goes like this and goes into overdrive mode of, we fucked up. Is eternal vigilance. Tony, when was the last time you slept? And when Steve's telling you to sleep, holy shit. Sleeps for the week. Damn it, Steve, we should have seen it coming. Doom, the people accepting him, we need to be better. Find the cracks before they split wide open. Well, before I got the call that a living legend was sitting in a jail cell, I was actually on my way to see you about that fact, Steve. With Doom gone, Latveria's in chaos on the edge of a full-blown civil war. And I kind of like how the paneling is here, because just showing it with, like, how they're still kind of progressing and kind of walking along. It's kind of cool. And then especially, like, here, before showing, like, the Washington Monument there. The UN is convening to put together a coalition to find whatever major weapons Doom left behind before any warring factions get their hands on them. But the worry is that it will be too late by the time they mobilize. So they need the Avengers? Nope. Like it or not, a lot of the blame for Doom is falling on, well, us for not stopping him sooner. The Superhuman Borders Act was ratified, so the UN isn't allowed to endorse entering countries using superpowered individuals or ones with advanced technology. Kind of getting back to the whole kind of superhuman registration and everything like that. The Avengers going in is seen as too aggressive for their peacekeeping mandate. Sure, but this is Doom we're talking about, who's a supervillain who's left behind probably crazy shit that you would need superheroes to kind of deal with. But there's something starting up that's backed by the states and other friendly nations. They're planning to head in and solve this before it gets out of control. Its mandate is human-based to stave off any UN critiques, which means the most they'll allow are enhanced soldiers like me. No powers or cool suits of armor. So I'm out and Sam's out because of his avian telepathy. They want you, Steve. I don't know if I can do it. I may not be in the best headspace to take on that kind of mission. And I like Steve being like, yeah, I don't know if I'm in a good spot for that. I get it, Steve. But there are too many nations who would love to get their hands on Doom's weapons. Just take the meeting, that's all I ask. The head of the strike team is in New York planning the operation. I know, but a good excuse to visit at least. I'm oh so sure Washington has its charms, but I do miss New York. It seemed like a good idea to make my home here since Sharon was going in regularly to the Pentagon, but it's been hard. Steve, are you okay? You and Sharon? Nothing's ever easy, Sam. Life, relationships, democracy. It's like, okay, so we got to see what's kind of going on with him and Sharon. Yeah, alright. Pardon me, but I'm looking for door at the back, past the toilets. Glad you could join us, as we see him going into a clandestine kind of thing, and we see that it is Fury. At our glorious new S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters, Cap. Nick, we doing this again? Last time S.H.I.E.L.D. was active, it didn't go well. Which is why I'm keeping it small, tight, mission-oriented when the red tape is too much. Trevor Tambling, meet living legend Steve Rogers. Like, okay, instead of a big organization that could get compromised and shit, we're staying smaller and on task for certain missions. Interesting. More kind of Strike Force S.H.I.E.L.D. rather than a big spy organization. Pleasure. Right-hand man, hired gun. I'm bringing in the best on this, Steve. I don't want soldiers with allegiances muddying the waters. I need men and women who will do what they're paid to do. And right now, it's like, okay, so we're going mainly just like paid for certain things. It's navigating Latveria's civil war and the ones heading up the various factions. And here we pretty much get our kind of rundown, our intel kind of briefing, which I kind of like. First is a man known as Salvation, the leader of the True Latveria, the group that took power the moment Doom was defeated. He's promising elections, but his political enemies have been turning up dead. Yeah, that kind of fucking underlies that that's kind of like bullshit. Some say he's actually Doom, which we suspect is what he wants. We'll have to see how that kind of works out. His biggest rivals are Mara and Melor Sandu, siblings who head the insurgency group Latveria Liberators. They've been committing terrorist acts throughout Doomstead, taking out Salvation soldiers with civilian casualties. Like, okay, so we got a fucked up crazy situation with those. A wild card is a woman known only as Alina, the leader of the Homeland Party. So far, she appears to be about peaceful protest against Salvation. She survived 2 assassination attempts, which has gained her more followers, some not as peaceful as she purports to be, peace. Like, yeah, meaning that, like, you got some peaceful ones, but then supporters of the peaceful ones going full-on off. Any of them could be a problem as we enter Doomstead, but there'll be an even bigger problem if they get their hands on nuclear weapons, or whatever other weapons of mass destruction Doom has hidden. His castle in Doomstead was ransacked last week, so God only knows what's already escaped. Dungeons of Doom, issues 1 through 3. Cool. Our main interest is these, at least a dozen KN-22 long-range ballistic missiles capable of delivering nuclear warheads. Almost trying to sneeze. Entering Latveria 3 years ago, our timeline isn't just about the various Latverian factions, it's about America. The administration is okay with us going in first, but we've got a small window to retrieve these weapons before they're pressured to step in. They don't want to be seen as weak in the wake of Doom. It's like, goddamn posturing fucks. Just help people. Steve, this is important. You know Latveria. You've been in the trenches there. We need your expertise, but beyond that, I need your moral clarity. To set S.H.I.E.L.D. off on the right, Nick, I'm going to stop you right there. I've been doing this a long time, and I know when I'm being used. I have no doubt your intentions are for the greater good, but I'm not in a place right now where I can handle the politics of this situation. I wouldn't be a soldier you could give orders to, so I'm sorry, but you have to do this without me, and whatever it is, I mean to you. It's like, get that there, Steve. And of course, bringing up more of the Armageddon. Now, here we go. Stapling's pretty good. No loose pages. Yeah, keeping an eye on that. Steve here. Rogers, it's General Ross. Birdie's told me you were meeting Fury Jr. in his latest stab at relevance. Just keep an eye out, because Marvel's been getting weird on the loose pages and stuff. General, I wasn't aware you were back on duty. Welcome back with open arms, son. I have a unique perspective on that barrier that our administration is very interested in. They were kind of interested in keeping you locked down. I heard. I'm sorry. Doom keeping you prisoner for all those months. I hope the brass are giving you the time you need to. Yes, well, I'm here to ask you to turn down Fury. And of course, seen in Red Hulk issue 1. Okay. He's not up to the task. I'm currently getting the Secretary of State's okay to go in ourselves, control the situation on the ground, install a proper democracy. Like that ever fucking works. Alright. But it's the words. It's just saying this shit. Can I count on you to help me create a free Latveria? Rogers? It's like, okie dokie. Shut up. So, what are you going to do? And then we just see them kind of talking and understanding their kind of relationship, which is nice because we need a check-in on that kind of stuff. I know it should help, but the last time S.H.I.E.L.D. existed, it was taken over by a monster with my face. A man who almost ruined our country. Secret Empire. That makes sense. But whatever Doom left behind in Latveria, it's not safe, Sharon. The Avengers could go in, but the world already sees us as a foreign power. Some sovereign nation of superheroes who go where they want, who think they know best. Joining Fury's sanctioned team may not be the worst idea, especially since I'm not sure I should be at home right now. Steve, we're just having a discussion like adults. Not everything is a do-or-die emergency. We've never had normal lives, either of us. Well, the thing is, most of the stuff that you guys do is do-or-die kind of shit. It meant a lot to me having you move to Washington. Us getting a place together, but we've been there for weeks, and it just feels so temporary. Like we're on a mission with only the essentials, ready to go at a moment's notice. Sharon, I'm trying. So am I. But our walls are bare. The art just sits in a corner waiting for either of us to make things permanent. We had one day in the last month where we were at this, where we were there at the same time for 24 hours. No emergencies, no disasters. Yeah, but that's kind of just how your guys' shit kind of goes. My brain felt itchy, like I needed Hydra to burst through our window to distract from. If you want to end this, I won't stop you. No, God, Steve, you're not listening to me. I love you, you love me. Not everything has to be framed like we're heading for the altar or for divorce court. I'm too old to pretend not to be something I'm not. Pretending is death. I like that, and I agree with you, Sharon. You have the itch, too. I can see it. We're people who are used to being on our own, and that's fine. We get to define our relationship, not no one else. Maybe it's one where we have our missions, our adventures, sometimes together, sometimes apart. Maybe you live in Brooklyn, I live in Washington, and there's no shame in doing the things that make us feel like ourselves. Sharon, I love you. I love you too, Steve Rogers. Now stop delaying the inevitable and go save the world again. Yeah, yeah. And I like them kind of going through and focusing on different kind of close-ups and like panning out there. So we get a kind of check-in with Ross as he's kind of doing stuff with like his Hulk kind of persona. 2 weeks later. Pretty quick for an old man, but I ain't seen a lot of offense if you know what I... Ooh! Steve kind of flips him and is like, shit. You talk too much, Castlemore. And you, Ramos? And is today the day you guys take me down? Captain, I know this is just friendly sparring, but damn it, you're my hero. Sorry, but it's true. I don't think I could fight you. Even like this. Appreciate the sentiment. But if we're going into battle together, I need to see how you... And I like that. It's like, okay, and I like how he kind of... How his outfit is, and he's got his own shield, too. Ugh! I can't fight you, but I don't mind being the distraction. Heh, not bad, soldier. You too, Red Widow. I don't need your compliments. No. But you have my eye. After Atlantis, I'm watching you like a hawk. According Avengers 750. So, yeah. Interesting to have her in the mix. All you will see is a soldier without a home, Captain. I am free of Russia and building a new life. Leave her alone, Roger. She's a soldier for hire now, just like the rest of you. Except you, of course. You do pay, how do you pay rent, Captain? Autographing action figures. Steve, a word? It's like, okay, so we see him working with the new Shield and Strike team. What's kind of going on here? It's like, cool. And I like that we're shown how they're kind of working with each other and how they're kind of sparring and trying to figure out how that's kind of going on. Gotta say, Nick, not sure I trust your new group. They're the best at what they do, and they all have reputations for completing the jobs they get. Trevor alone's been doing this for almost 2 decades. My dad used to hire him for jobs when S.H.I.E.L.D. couldn't get results. Clean, efficient, a man of his word. I think he secretly likes being on the right side of a fight. Most do. Charles is a little wild, but once a Marine and all that, he'll follow orders when they come in. Joe signed up to the Army, but dropped out when he realized he wanted to pick his battles. Totally get that. Train with the best. Now, as a free agent, takes missions that line up with his what he believes. Cool. Which, in case you hadn't noticed, lines up with what you believe. Thanks to some damn childhood hero worship. And then there's Red Widow. It's like, cool. Seeing him in action and actually kind of like working out how they kind of think and everything. I just don't trust her, Nick. I get it, but Russia threw the book at her after she was exposed as a traitor. Again, Avengers issue 750. She tried to get in their good graces again during Doom's reign, but it failed. I've been watching her closely. She's had no contact with anyone since I found her and offered her this gig. So this is the plan, sending us in through the front door? I want them to know S.H.I.E.L.D. is there, giving the warring factions a second thought before ramping up their war. They don't know that we're just a group of 6 and not 600. You and my guys will be impossible to not notice. And while we're parading you around town looking under hay bales for nukes, you'll be slinking around in the alleys, the spy finding the real weapons, won't you? Nick, I've been down this road before. No games, no secrets, and won't be used. Yes, that's the plan. You and I both know that Doom was a genius with a long view toward the future. There were rumors about a weapon that could destroy or save the world if it fell into the wrong hands. We need to be the right hands. That's the problem there, Fury. You always think. You and your father think that. You've been to Latveria before, yeah? I have, several times. What should we expect? Latvians are decent people. They've suffered through a lot. They'll be wary of us for good reason, but hopefully they'll understand we're there to help. I was thinking more about what to expect in terms of danger. Or is that not a concern for Captain America? The danger isn't forgetting that we're there to help people. Defensive positions. Boom, boom, boom. This thing's going down. Are you okay? I think so. Defense positions. You should know by now that the best defense is a strong offense. Stand down, Captain America. The United States government is here to free Latveria. And if anyone wishes to get in the way of that, well, Hulk smash. To be continued. As we see Ross pop in, and that is a crazy-ass looking Red Hulk there. It's like, to be continued. Captain America and his new team of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents have been deployed by the UN to ease the civil unrest in Latveria. Their first objective, infiltrate Castle Salvation, formerly known as Castle Doom. But General Ross has his own ideas for what their mission should be, and they'll first have to contend with Red Hulk. Next issue. So, I enjoyed seeing how Steve is kind of thinking about the situation, dealing with assholes kind of popping off and doing a lot of stupid shit, and how he at first was like, screw off, Fury, I don't want to be used by you, which is something you really have to watch out for. And I liked Sharon kind of talking about how their kind of situation is, them kind of being on their own and having it be kind of hard to kind of be together, but to define their own relationship on their own terms, which is kind of cool. And then Steve working with the group, understanding their dynamics, and seeing how it kind of works out like that. So I'm intrigued to see where this is going to be going and how it will lead into Armageddon. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.